You guys spent the entire session in Ripple Top, finally making it there. Getting to know the city of permanent and semi-permanent and temporary tents, a somewhat nomadic, transitory sort of vibe filled with people from all over who have been ostracized due to their less than human nature or less than humanoid nature. Beasts and creatures of intelligence and other types are gathered here in full swing, fully fledged community. People up and go and seeming to leave and come back and reset up their tents. There's multiple layers to this thing. You discovered a little bit of the detail about how this place is organized, and you made some connections, made a couple of purchases, made a friend for the night in the case of Leo, a very large friend. And you guys are, and as Leo's going off to enjoy his evening, the rest of you were rummaging about to, Dallin, you were gone. Leo seduced the Minotaur.
Nice.
Yep, just, if that wasn't clear enough. So, and then the rest of you are left the smoke shop and pulling, and I got some sweet artwork for the various NPCs you met last time.
I love it. What is the little frog in his hat? Is he holding a horn?
It looks like a horn, but I figured that's the pipe that she likes. Like, there's a little frog that just like hands her the pipe.
Oh, a little.
Like,
yeah, that's a good idea. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun. Also, this picture was green originally, and I color morphed it, and I like the way it turned out. And the four of you were on your way to the Adventurer's Door to go talk to the next head of the Rippletop community. Anything else you guys would like to add?
There were four. Go ahead, Lil.
That's
Or Casey.
no, that's what I was gonna ask. I remember there being 4 something.
Yeah, there's 4 like factions. There's like 4 different heads of those factions in the area. One of them was
one of them.
Yeah, Belgo is one of them. Poing is one of them. There's a Mikalo at the market, and then Escala maybe at Adventurer's Door. And yeah, there's like different symbols for each one. There's like an ant and a blue jay so far, I believe.
Ants, blue jay, and butterfly?
Yep, a monarch above
Monarch.
Pulling's cushions in her section. Also, here's the art for her snake fuckboy. So you're welcome for that. Slash bodyguard.
The whole requests from her too. They were stolen from.
That's right. Oh boy. Okay, rewinding my brain.
The library had knowledge books stolen from it. There were specific books that were taken. It seemed very targeted. They'd like to get them back. They're offering a reward compensation of equal value, they said, but they didn't indicate what that actually meant.
And I remember, didn't some of theirs get killed in the fight or the invasion or theft or whatever? So that just added the cherry to the top of it all.
And they wanted them taken alive.
Oh, and also Leo got a free guitar.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. a free tiny loot because he nat 20'd and Baba reduces the prices when people play well.
It's called a glower.
Yes. Also, just for fun, other artwork. Baba, the musician. Got Kilu, the little apprentice mage. You got Anu, the owl guy. Shellick. Finding a badger goblin blend was really hard, so this is kind of the best I got. Keela, the cheetah server. There you go. I knew Quentin would like that.
Still on a racer.
That's Belga, and the other two you already saw. So yeah, what are you guys up to now?
Are we still headed to the adventurer's door here, I guess? Is it still the same evening, or is it like next day kind of thing?
That's a good
Where are we
point.
picking up at?
How late is it? If it is the same day.
Like, it's about it's getting close to like midnight now. It's like 11:30 range, and the restaurant is starting to close down. Basically, kind of like the dinner rush is over, so they're going to close out until like the breakfast rush before the light comes up the next day. And Leo and Belga had their whole scene while they were waiting, and yada yada. That's all kind of happening simultaneously. But it's only been a few hours since dark, and the town is still bustling. This is like their prime period of the day.
Still early. My kind of people.
So I'm gonna real quick move. While this is all simultaneous, I'm gonna move some people back. Oh, also, Kenku, Pitluck, the Kenku chef.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I also closed a I closed a pastry deal in my seduction.
Oh, nice. Pastry deals for sure.
Yeah.
I guess we're walking across the way here over to Adventure's door. I would note over to Nora behind me here as we're walking across. There's a tent shaking over there. I can swear it's not that windy out. I can swear it's not that windy.
That'd be more like a couple of hours from now that's gonna happen, but
Must just be my eyes getting used to the dark here. It's a different kind of dark.
True.
Are you coming with us here, Yaslin and Drow? We're gonna go check out this adventurer's door, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
I was just looking around and following like a child in
Like
a giant
a
city.
Yeah. Like a child in a candy shop. He
Pretty
just
much.
Try not to touch anything, okay?
No promises.
first that Point gave you, she directs you kind of immediately south to the next door or the next large tent. On your way, you see several market stalls, including like a tent with like kind of a hooded figure who's like kind of like creepy looking, like doing finger waves over like a crystal ball, and has like cards laid out, and has like little figurines and lots of candles and skulls and stuff. And there's people that she calls over, and like they start conversing, and like it's like looking like a psychic tent right in front of you here. And then over here you've got like other just things that are being sold. Looks like farmed goods and whatnot. And you continue to make your way down, and you see another one of those like a third permanent tent going up, and this one is made again out of some sort of like scaled hide all around it, but this one, it looks very earthy, and if you like walk up to it, it almost looks like mud that's been dried and cracked into shapes, and it's like a little bit crumbly to the touch, but it seems to be thick and well preserved, just with like the outside layer just being a little bit dusty. And above the kind of arched entryway, it says the Adventurer's Door, and there is a symbol of a wolf on it, circular, black and white. Once
So I'm gonna knock, open the door. Is it?
you can easily open the door, yeah.
Oh, God.
Just don't want to like
Open the door.
assume you guys do if there's anything you want to talk about beforehand. So Yaslin, as you open up the door, there is a kind of a cacophony of activity. There's lots of people and things like being moved around. It is very obviously a store for adventuring gear. There you see several different people. You see Leonins, you see Loxodons, and even like a small Minotaur. They're like going around like gearing up and like paying out. You see a trio of 3 monkey-esque type people like running around and like doing the sales and like cashing things out, and they look like kind of a trio of like mischief makers. And they've got these like kind of flaps that come from their hips down to their wrists, and they're moving around showcasing things. One of them is like using a sword, and like at one point like somebody else is like talking to somebody who grabs a shield and like goes over and like does a little bit of sparring, like showing off the equipment. One of them like just grabs like a gun and like fires it into the roof a couple of times. And they're loud, they're kind of obnoxious. The 3 of them seem to have like a dance chemistry to like their sales process. It's almost similar to like people that work in a kitchen. It's called the dance, where they like flow in and out of like being in each other's space and whatnot. They are very well coordinated. And you see another person in the back. Oops, that shouldn't have worked. Oops, he's got the wrong artwork. You see a purple dragonborn with some thick, crystally looking skin and some floating crystals above his head, like in a smock with like tools and stuff, and he's like against a mannequin, like repairing some armor as well. And you see one of the monkeys looks back to the one with the cigar in his mouth. Oh yeah, I will be with you in just a moment. And they begin to kind of just go back and work with the rest of the customers, and they're coming your way in a bit. You guys are welcome to look around.
I will shuffle in and let everyone else.
There we go. That's the better artwork.
Hopefully I can squeeze in with all these people in here.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than the artwork suggests. You've got space to move around.
A little bit like a elephant in a China store.
A little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it is a comfortable space. I do wish the artwork would have made this a larger space. Yeah, but you see swords, crossbows, shields, armor, basically all manner of different adventuring gear. You see tools and lamps and hatchets. And Nora and Seamus, you see a bounty board
Oh,
right over here against this wall that you are basically pressed up against.
I'll peruse that first and look for high-ticket items.
Okay, give me a...
If she's looking, I'm gonna just lean in and say, "Is that a flap of skin?"
On me? I'll look around
No,
and see.
no, not on you, on these monkey creatures. What? Do they have to wash that?
I assumed that that was clothing, but the more you look at it, yes, maybe they're bats.
And what about like comes and like crawls up a wall and like hangs off of a rope and like leans by, be like, "Excuse me, sorry," and grabs one of the posters off the bounty board.
I'm gonna snatch it before he grabs it.
Roll a dex check.
Because I don't know what it is, but it sounds like that's not good. That's a terrible start to the rolls. A dex check. 7 plus 5, 12? Oh, that's a saving throw, I'm sorry. The check would be just... Oh, it would be plus 5, yep.
Okay. I got a 15. So like upside down with its feet, grabs one of the posters and rips it off with, "Oh, excuse me, thank you." And goes over and like hands it to somebody else that they were talking to.
You have to be a little faster than that.
Well, I was busy watching the other one's weird wing arm things because of you.
That's fair enough. It's fair
I'll go
enough.
back to studying the board now and keeping my eyes out, making sure I don't miss whatever bounty we just lost out on.
Nora, give me a perception check.
Well, that dice sucked, so we're switching to the other dice.
You get one of those a game.
Excellent, because this was 17 plus a lot.
Oh yeah, you see
17
all the
plus
things
7.
on there. Yep. Okay, yeah, you see the remainder of them. You see a poster that details a little bit of what Poing told you about like the recent attacks, and that they want to like find those who are responsible. So that's the most prominent one. There's also something in there about some sort of like earth elemental like getting in the way of one of the shipping routes, or like something around the mountain. Sounds like it's like blocking some roads. And that one is listed at 200 gold. And then lastly, there's one that doesn't. Nope, I'm going to say that for a sec. There is also one for. It's a delivery. It is trying to get a delivery of goods from a nearby location and bring them up. The way that it sounds like there's some extra guard needed to import some additional arms and wares into Rippletop because they don't have enough. You see this shop is like very busy and active. People gearing up for something, and it's not just like the casual vibe in here of like going about and like, okay, cool, yeah, I need some new gear, or hey, I need a new sword because mine broke or whatever. It looks like there's some frantic energy in here. Like people are starting to get something going. And there's a lot of commerce, lots of ins and outs going on right now. So you imagine this stock that you see is not going to last very long. and sounds like they've had some trouble with getting some of their supplies up, and they need some extra muscle to help out.
And how much is that worth?
400.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right. Sorry, I thought I lost all my sound. It all got all wonky on me for a minute. Seamus, this looks easy enough over here, and I'll point out the just extra muscle, help moving things around. And then worst case scenario, we also have this one here, which we could practice capturing elemental type things. This one's talking about a rock creature.
Oh, and then there was the one that I said I was going to save until the end.
I thought you said until another time.
No, I just meant until the end of this. There's one that doesn't really make a lot of sense to Nora. It is asking about like a research partner, or like looking for like a research apprentice for some form of like water magic. And it's kind of like a bunch of like technical hubbub for watery stuff. Hi, Andrew. And that one looks like a steady rate, or payment upon completion of capturing what the study is meant to be. Like, Nora's kind of best guess is it's like they're trying to make a new spell, maybe?
I don't deal with magic. I'll just keep pressing on with life. And Manly, and I know Seamus doesn't pay attention, does dark stuff, so I'm not worried about water either. So zero information gathered from that besides water.
Just ooh.
Yeah, just like water magic. That's fantastic. Oh, nice.
What's the price on that one?
Oh yeah.
Is Yasmin like looking over her shoulder?
Yasmin's like, what's the reward for that?
I mean, I'll always look at the reward. I might change my mind.
If it's better than the rest, I don't care. It's some
I guess that's
bubba.
true too. Yeah, extra money. I guess I'll do it.
10 gold a day, and then $300 upon, or 300 gold upon completion.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I'll just bring those two to Seamus's attention then as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we can run some muscle. Been a little while since we've done one of those. And this elemental looks like maybe on the mountain, so we might run into it. We'll just keep an eye out. Sounds like there's just kind of generally a lot of monsters in the mountain.
True. Just keep our eyes peeled, but like I said, might be good practice for different elementals.
That wasn't the one we're trying to find, like, all burning and angry.
Nelson, I saw you looking at the water contract here. Is that to help fight the fire creature, or do you just have a general interest in the water magics?
No, I was just curious. You know, water sort of thing.
Have we got paid for anything at all? I feel like I have no fucking money. I was just looking at my inventory. I'm like, holy shit, there is no way. Have we done anything? Or have we just been wandering this whole time? I swear we've done contract.
Have you guys actually gone back and like turned said contracts in? Maybe not.
Oh my god. I just feel like I have no fucking money. I have 147 gold. What kind of
Are we
poor?
just poor?
Yeah. I'm just a poor person. What is happening? Filthy. I'm disgusting.
It's okay. You know, you get used to it.
Just looking through my pockets, I was like, holy shit.
You looked at your pockets and a couple silver pieces.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm looking for holes, you know? Holy shit. gonna start
That's
selling half the stuff in my fucking inventory here.
That's not something you want to get used to. That's not something you just get comfortable with and put on like a coat. You want to shake that off as quickly as possible and get a little coin in your purse.
Goodness. Yeah, that's. I just start perusing the shit that I have in my backpack to start selling.
She just kind of watches you like you good there. Kind of seem like you're freaking out.
She's taking off her necklace.
Yeah, these are getting sold so fast.
She's like
coming
handing
off.
things over.
Yeah.
Just loincloth. That's it. She's got loincloth and pasties. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just double checked to make sure we haven't been paid for something. We've got a lot of stuff that we've done, and then we made the deal with the pastry lady, and we haven't gotten any money from anything. I don't believe.
We're supposed
do
to
need
get
to-
like double paid for this deal, though. The Alexander or whatever his name is supposed to pay us, and then we also took a bounty out for the flower monster. So like we might get double paid for that. And then we did each get a bounty before we left in Ripple Bottom, or whatever that place is called, where me and the turtle went and fought her fathers, and then you guys went and did something too.
Yeah, that's where
We
we got
exchanged. We didn't get any gold out of it because we took an ownership stake in the
Because
business.
we took ownership stake. Yeah.
ownership stake. Yep. Do we get paid for that? Yeah, hit her up. Start wiring that money.
Where's our money?
Why-
We get paid every day.
Yeah,
We do.
So
we
what's
get
the
paid
current
every
rate,
day.
Neil?
Ours
Minus,
goes up to
we haven't
top.
gone through the specifics of the deal that you've put in.
Yeah, we
Uh,
haven't gone through that specifics yet.
Yeah, but what's the pay rate for the rest of it right now? We have that number?
It is per partner. We get 1 silver, 70 copper per day. It's not great, but it'll stack up.
Okay, so Nora, you
Hey, has it been
got
100 days at least?
It's been
it's
one.
been since you made the deal with Pixie to take ownership. It's been like 5 days.
And one
I think
silver.
we've only
How
got
much
paid
copper?
out once. It's 1
Seven-
silver, 70 copper.
Yeah, so just for ease, just everybody gets 3 extra gold,
Oh, sweet.
and we'll call that current.
There we go. That works.
Okay.
Phew, just fell out of the poor situation. Now 150 gold deep. Nice.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yeah, now I'm feeling rich. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what do you guys? So they're at the bounty board. What's the rest of y'all's doing? Anybody looking for anything specifically? It seems to be a pretty well stocked, generalized shop at the moment, but product is going fast.
Joe is picking up every little thing he can and swinging it around and just
Bro,
testing it
you're
all
going
out.
you're going to break something.
It'll be fine. It's
You're
fine.
going to break something.
One of the monkeys hangs up from down from his feet and looks at you. It's the like more red-headed one that's like just shirtless and has his hands tucked in his pocket. You know, that'll make you look real good with the ladies.
Turns and like looks his head. Why do I not believe you?
What? That pretty one over there is giving you plenty of attention already. She's eyeing you. And like it's like looking over at Yaslin.
Just stares at him. Just puts whatever's in his hand down and continues to just walk away from him.
Oh, and he drops down and kind of like follows behind you. Well, what are you looking for? What do you need? Guy like you know, like you look like a man of many talents, and many talents require many pieces of equipment. What can I find for you?
Just turns around and looks down. Oh God, you're following me. I
I am.
Well, I am more of a punch and hit, and I kind of like tap the quarterstaff on my back. Most blade weapons not as familiar with. I mean, I'm comfortable with them. But do you have anything that can help a little bit with someone that likes to get up close in battles, but also not get smacked? Or take a little bit of a beating if need be?
You're looking for some armor?
Depends on what you got.
I'm guessing you are looking for like a cloth armor, assuming as you seem. You're not talking about like leather or metal, right?
No, I gotta be able to move, like, and he kind of squats down. Definitely gotta move faster than those guys. And point at the group.
Let's see what I got. Kind of leans back on like one foot and like kind of basically gives himself his own chair just with his own leg. He starts thinking about it. You sound like you're looking for an enchantment rather than normal armor, right?
Depends on price. Possibly. Either enchantment of armor, weapon.
Alright. Give me a minute. Keep looking. I'll start looking. What's your price? What's your range? What do you got?
Jesus.
The true question, what's in your wallet?
Your question is, how much am I willing to spend? Oh boy. Let's keep it between the 100 and 180 range if possible.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
If it's piques my interest, I may be willing to jump up a little bit more.
Alright. Okay. Any innate magical ability? Some things you have to be able to like use some magic to like use the item and yada yada.
Yes and does it count if I don't know how I'm able to do it?
As long as you can do it, should work.
Then yes.
Alright. Well, let me go. Let's see what we got. I might have to pop over to a partner. Okay, just a sec. And he goes and like pops through, or like knocks on this door and it opens, and he like, stays in there for a couple of minutes, and then like, I'll be back, and he leaves again.
Can I see what's in the door when he opens it?
I roll a perception check. It is very easy to tell on purpose that it's like a close, don't look inside sort of thing. Okay, you see a red scaled hand close the door. You also see like some sort of like lizard-like beast mounted to the wall. In addition to what looks like a well-kept office with like a lot of books on one side, and that's about all you get from that particular crack in the door before it closes out.
Okay. So he's just gonna go through and continue what he's doing, swinging around the weapons, and just looking at everything he can. Pretty much. Okay. He's also gonna look for, as much as he probably won't pay as much attention, but because he'd asked earlier to one of the stalls, I can't remember, healing potions.
Healing potions? This does not seem to be the place for potions. Okay. Let's see. Yaslin, anything that you were looking for?
I kind of actually want to ask if the person for this water thing is in town or around here. If I could get some more information on that one.
Okay. Are you trying to stop one of the monkeys and get their attention?
Sure.
Are the monkeys working there? I thought they were customers.
No, they're the staff.
Oh,
They're
I'm so lost. I thought they were just running around. Now I feel bad trying to snatch it out of his hand. I thought it was just another customer. So I was like, oh, give me that back. So I was like, oh, no, shit, we're losing. Now I feel like I'm snatched. Oh, damn. Not a good
Like,
start.
oh, now
Not good
I'm a
start.
bad customer.
Yeah, whoops.
all right. So one of them, you stop one of them. It's the one that's got like a bunch of like trinkets and necklaces and stuff. It's like, just a moment. Yes, what can I do for you?
I was wondering if there was any more information that you guys had on this particular.
Maybe not. People kind of go and they're allowed to like post whatever they want, and we doesn't. Just a moment. Hello. And the Dragonborn working in the back, kind of underneath the crates, like he's like modifying things, like kind of on the fly, like doing repairs for customers as they're perusing other items and stuff. Kind of looks up and he's got like 3 nails in his mouth. I was like, "What do you want, BG?" It's just, this gal, what, name?
Yaslin.
Yasmin. She must know about the water contracts. I know nothing. Do you know anything? And kind of takes the nails out of his mouth, tucks them in a pocket, and says, no, that one's a little odd. I don't know much at all on that. But you might be able to talk to another a practitioner. They might know more. I don't know. Somebody who knows more magic than I do.
Mm-hmm.
All I know how to do is put charms on the stuff you wear and use.
Do you know where this person is who posted this contract?
No, can't say I do.
It'd be just a wild goose chase.
Maybe it's a goose chase. Anyways, I'm gonna get back. We've got a lot to.
Can I do an insight check on that? As I'm just wandering and listening.
Sure. Go ahead and give insight check.
I tried to click on him. Like I was gonna roll his insight. Okay.
Nice.
He's like, I'm
Challenge.
exciting you.
23.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, secrets.
Oh!
Okay. I guess he also mentioned that he was the one that does like the enchantings and stuff, right? Like as he was talking to Yaslin. So I forgot we had that. So Jiro would have probably attention been towards him the minute he heard that after just having the conversation with the monkey creature who just went behind the door. So, and he at this point his back is to him. Jiro's gonna kind of casually walk over, lean over his shoulder. A little helpful advice with her. Don't hide shit from her. And he'll step back and start looking at the other stuff on the table.
You see a slight smile. Like he doesn't stop his work at all. He just continues to reattach, like kind of a like destruct like an arm piece of like some leather armor and like reconstruct it. Just doesn't say anything. Just kind of see a smirk on the corner of his mouth.
Keep looking around. His attention is definitely on him now, but still just a kid in a candy shop that's fully focused on something but trying to hide it.
Yeah.
At this point.
Any general equipment that you guys are looking for? Because you can basically find
guns.
anything. They do not have guns. Guns are very specific.
You said somebody shot a gun in the air. Got
Oh,
excited.
I did say that. You are right.
Excellent. I'd like to peruse, I guess, their bullet collection. Specifically looking for things like a tracer round, or even magic bullets that do extra things.
Okay, on the fly here. You see like a wall that's like just got like 5 different guns like laid out on the wall right in front of you. A couple of them you see that are, you know, pretty familiar. You see somebody else's version of a pepper box. Ultimately kind of equates to the same thing. Your design is a little bit different. You do see what looks to be like a shotgun on the wall. You also see a couple more, including one that it's more like a heavy revolver, and then like a couple of variants of a basic pistol. And you do see like piles of like bullets that associate with each one. And you've got generalized bullets on one side. And which gun are you looking for special ammunition for?
I'd do either or, specifically because I'd really like to have a tracer bullet. I feel like if we're hunting things down, a tracer bullet would be super useful. On that thing that I sent you, it just kind of gives a quick, what does it say? It says like tracer rounds are infused with pyrotechnics. These rounds leave trails of smoke and light behind them, giving the user a bonus to hit equal to their proficiency modifier on the next attacks against the same creature. If that's something that we can do. Something similar to it. Or maybe give it like a fairy fire kind of idea.
There is it's for the pistol. There is a box of 15, and each shot costs 1 gold piece. So it's 15 for the entire box.
And for the pistol?
What?
You said for pistol, correct?
For pistol, yeah.
Perfect.
And it seems to be that like and if you ask like one of the monkeys, they say like, oh yeah, we do the tracers for the common items. Just it makes most sense. Most people have pistols if they're using guns.
Could you show me how to make these rounds by chance for like a revolver?
We could make you tracer rounds for the revolver. They're just a little more rare, a little more expensive, and they do the same thing. Yeah, you gotta. I don't do it. I just sell it.
Right.
But ask Ham, and he might be able to help you out there.
Okay, for now I'll just take these 15 rounds.
All right. Yeah, and then you do have there is a box of excuse me. Alright, on the fly, figuring this stuff out. Okay, so no, there's 2 boxes of 8 for the tracer rounds, and since you're buying them, they're double priced. So it's 4 gold for 16 rounds.
4 gold, 16 rounds. Check in, check 2 boxes, we got it.
Yep. Okay. And then there are wax bullets as well. If you want
Nope.
some of those.
Nope, not with the turtle. Don't care.
And I would say you have some pellet shot for the revolver as well.
Somewhat shot, sorry.
Some pellet shot, which basically gives it splash damage if there's a creature within 5 feet of it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. How many pellet shots are there?
It's excuse me, sorry. It's a box of 6 goes for 20 gold.
Jesus.
6 for 20 gold.
Yeah.
And this revolver, I'll take it. So I'll pay the extra 20 gold for 6 more of those.
Okay, I'm putting this on my homework list as to get myself really acquainted with the guns list. Oh, and there was also there's 3 boxes of pellets if you want them, which would be 60 gold total.
6 gold. No, I will just take the first one because I'm going to try to most likely tinker with it a little bit on 1 or 2 of them, and then I'll just keep the other ones for later.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so that's
The
going
last
on.
thing I would Google look for would be those ARM GPSs that everybody had in Ripple Down.
Oh, right. You don't see any of those here. This does seem to be fairly low tech. And those, based on what you saw, those are probably imported with those people.
Okay.
All right, Seamus, what are you looking for? Or doing anything there?
Yeah, I don't think I'm really looking for anything. I think there's like some magical items that I would have interest in coming across, but I think they're kind of rare and not the kind of thing that would probably be found here. And I think otherwise I'm fairly well stocked. I'd probably just be kind of eyeing everybody in the store and kind of taking in the scene. I think I would have just been like, kind of clocking the competition in the area, noticing the transactions taking place, that kind of stuff.
I can see you just standing in a tiny little shadow. Like a little, it's just in a corner, you're just kind of standing and looking at the room.
No, just that one kid in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Crouching down so you're fully covered.
A little gremlin.
I don't think I would crouch down. I might like subconsciously just like move up a wall with the Hadozis running around here. I might kind of like forget that not everybody does that. Just kind of, but yeah, definitely like just becoming the background.
Okay. Let's see. Yaslin, you looking for anything?
I don't think Yaslin would. She's got everything she needs.
Her
Right
sword?
here.
That's it?
These 2 fists.
Also, Morgan, there is some stuff Dro would eventually start looking for. In particular.
What are you looking for?
So, he's going to look for anything that are like darts.
Easy to find.
Cool. Any caltrops?
Also easy to find. Dang it, I got rid of my equipment tab.
Ball bearings.
Okay, yep, easy to find. Bag of ball bearings is, for a bag of 1,000 is 2 gold pieces.
I didn't realize there was that many.
Caltrops is a bag of 20, also for 2 gold pieces.
A man of fine taste over there.
And you can up those by any amount that you want. And then darts are 5 copper a piece, and you can get however many you want there. There's even like some belts that have like a bandolier of like 10 each, and like with the extra strap, it's an extra like just a silver. And they hold 10.
I'd hold my arm up so the drow can see, and like I show him my arm quiver where I store darts, and say, "You should get yourself one of these."
He's just from across the shop, just pointing at it, and just looks around, like looking for that.
There is one that is there's a little bit like more specialized section. So that to do it as like a non-armor piece, so like they've got like a heavy leather armor, and then they've got kind of like a gradient of like that sort of thing, and it goes down to like a cloth version as well, so it wouldn't impede. Doing that would cost you 3 golds to get like the arm sleeve that has the dart holsters on it.
And how many can they hold?
Same 10.
10. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so that is the arm sleeve is 5 gold, and then 5 copper per dart.
Okay, it's 50 copper, right? You said 5 copper for 10 darts?
5 copper per dart, so 50 copper for 10 darts.
I'd flip him 6 gold and say, "That's a good call. Good piece."
Catches it. Thanks.
All right. Also, and it's not just like weapons and armor up in here. There's tool sets, there's lanterns, there's torches, pitons, like general adventuring gear. If there's anything that you guys feel short on, it probably is in here.
I think you got most of them.
Okay. I think at this point, like Marcus just comes in and like flops on top of Nora's head and kind of like starfishes out a little bit and just starts snoozing.
What does?
Marcus.
Is he off his trip from the smoke?
Still seems a little woozy. Comes in just...
Troy, is that an actual item in D&D Beyond? Or is that a custom item?
It's a custom item. I wore it though for Halloween. I have one. I bought one. I don't know if I even showed that off. Everybody needs a random arm dart holder for reasons.
Yep, for the record, I want everybody to dress up as their character for Halloween.
Oh gosh, I don't know about that one. We might have to age restrict that. Might be a little too much skin on Yaslin.
It's hard to tell what, okay, I guess her shoulder's exposed.
How dare I?
I just want to point out, I don't have white hair.
Yeah, don't worry guys, I will be wearing a wig.
Yep. Q, I expect you to commit and dye your hair.
There's a lot more there to just dyeing hair. This is a drow, okay?
All right. You know, you just need a little bit of like makeup in the base coat and like a little bit of darkening. Like, don't go like blackface, so that's too far.
Purple contacts.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
you got 7 more months. Start preparing now.
you know those like full on like colored suits?
Oh god, like the morph suits?
Yeah, like just
God.
Just come in a black morph suit with a white wig on top and like a staff. You'll be good.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I could
Solid.
dress like Leo pretty easy, but recreating Kenji,
That'd be tricky.
that would be difficult. I'm thinking about taking a Tickle Me Elmo, ripping all the skin off, right? And then,
Solid.
you know, getting down on it. Like maybe go to Build-A-Bear Workshop and get some like lizard skin. I don't know.
Ooh. Yeah. There you go. Just Frankensteining your own creature.
Yes. Fill its
Just
head with
imagine-
water.
Just imagine you walking in there with a like de-skinned like stuffed animal. I don't think that's how that works. I don't.
I think
I don't
they
know if
help.
they'd allow it.
Right.
Nora's gonna be the tough one.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to see her.
Hmm.
Take up a lot of camera.
That's really smart though. You just have to focus it like
Just have the
Glad
big
they
gray
have it, yeah.
suit and just be like,
Yeah.
hey, Sally.
Oh my god, that is terrifying.
Yeah, that's what a Tickle Me Elmo looks like without the skin.
I don't know if I want to look.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't, but I am. Oh gosh. Oh no. That's horrible.
Yeah, wow. Dro, the guy comes back and
Oh yeah.
he in his hands he's got 2 like potion bottles. It says, doing magical equipment for that kind of price range is a little bit difficult. But a couple of potions that could do you some good. This one is an oil of slipperiness, and if you're looking to, oh jeez, where'd it go? There we go. This one, you put it on you, and then for 10 minutes you have freedom of movement. You can't be unaffected by difficult terrain is easy, and you can't be slowed, and things cannot paralyze or restrain you. And if you are already restrained, you get out real easy, and you can't be snatched. It makes you very hard to pin down, makes you more elusive. About 80 for this one, and the other one is a potion of resistance. And let me double check here. This one, and like he holds it up, and you see, like inside the bottle, it looks like a little stone that has like electricity like crackling in it, and the oil is kind of like this yellowish brown that seems to like the viscosity seems to like swirl around rather rapidly and almost like tumble and move in a quick pace. This one will give you resistance against lightning damage for about an hour. That one's 70. But if you come back and have a little bit more gold, we're talking to the 300-400 range, then we can start to get into a little bit of the magical equipment side of things. But this is what we got for today.
He just kind of puts his arm on the table. If I were to buy both of these, could that be like a little bit of a discount for buying both by chance?
And he takes a look at you. Perhaps roll a persuasion check.
Okay.
No dice. This is, if you can't tell, and he kind of gestures around to the shop and like the hubbub and the busyness. It's like, this is a bit of a peak time. We're not really giving discounts at the moment. We needed to continue to churn and burn the inventory, you know.
Worth a shot.
Don't blame you. It's worth a try.
He just looks over at the group. Yeah, just give me them.
It'll be 150.
I'll hand it over. And I'll also lean down. Also, just a little helpful advice. Maybe not for you in particular, but some advice you might want to share among your colleagues. Most customers don't like having stuff hidden from them. Just some helpful tip. And he takes the potions, hands over the gold.
That makes sense. Those will work, though, by the way. Not hiding that from you. But yeah, those will check out.
He looks at you. All right, Joe looks at him. I believe you. And as he does
Good.
that, when he says that, he glances over at the Dragonborn. Noticeably, so that he notices, but not like awkwardly staring at him.
He kind of leans in, says, Ham's a good lad. He knows his stuff. And he does right by his people.
I like people like that.
And he just kind of like smiles, kind of sheepishly, and goes, but anything else for you?
No, I think I'm good.
Solid! Plenty more! Wait! And he goes, who's next?
Jero's gonna walk over to Seamus real quick.
Mm-hmm.
More of a hush kind of tone. Seamus, the name of the individual here, the faction leader, what was it?
I'll kind of cup my hand over my ear just a little bit, just real subtle, and say, Ascala. Is that right? Ascala?
Scala. He's like, okay. Why don't you come over here with me? And we'll walk, and I'll start to walk towards the Dragonborn.
Kind of catches you at the corner of his eye. It's like, give me, yeah, give me 5 minutes and I'll have this one done and I could take whatever's next. And just like continues working. He's grabbing a strap and like slicing it through and like drapes down and like grabs like a leather punch and just continues to work on it.
While
And
he's
look the opposite direction, so that I'm clearly not talking to Drow, and with my hand subtly kind of up by my ear again, I'll say, what are you thinking?
just kind of look around. When we have a conversation with this faction leader, we've talked to the rest of them. I have a feeling if we get on the good side, there might be stuff in it for us.
I'll do some talking, see what I can find.
Escala? Is that what you said the name is?
I think, yep.
That's how I would say it when I've got my notes. Is that right, Morgan? Escala? But the name?
So,
Need a dice. That one.
When we get a chance, Nor would also ask for directions to a jeweler.
right. Let's see here. Yeah, they basically just point you back to the market, and tell you which stall to go look at. Actually, no, they don't point you to the market. They point you to a cluster of tents that are kind of on the other side of the smoke shop. They kind of like poke out the door and like bring you over and like point you over there and like go back in. So basically, to the left of the big smoke shop tent.
Run and feed this dog real quick, but so you know when I get there, I do plan on selling shit out of my pockets. I got that deity statue made of sea quartz, and I got a glass shell necklace filled with water. Just random things.
All right.
Maybe don't sell the necklace.
Was it of value? I don't remember.
It's magical in nature, if I remember.
Was it?
Some is a tidal wave.
I know, I can't remember. Let me see if I put it in the... I usually put it in the description, but I didn't put it in the description. I just put what it was. Something might have been. But I'd sell it if they give me good money for it. But yeah, I can't remember which one.
From those people that were like camping and were like lured off by harpies as a thank you, and it was like a gesture of their culture somehow, but it was rare. I don't think it did like something crazy, but it did something.
Man, I do not remember.
Okay, so gotcha noted. Downloads or Nora's going to a jeweler. Anything else that's happening in this shop before we wrap up and move on?
Yeah, so while Seamus and Dro are standing there, Dro is gonna give like this obvious like just go along with it. Seamus, the name that we've been hearing around town, Escala? They probably just butchered that.
Escala or something, I believe. Is that
right? Yeah. Didn't they say we could find them here? And he's saying this so the Dragonborn can hear right next to him.
Yeah, I think it was Poing that was telling us to talk to him.
Right. And just kind of looks around. She did say the adventurer's door.
Roll a performance check for me.
Who's that?
Would it be both of us rolling it?
Yeah, this is an assisted performance check.
Oh, wait.
So one of you twice or both of you once.
What's your performance?
I got a +4.
Why don't you roll? Got a +2. Why am I doing this?
16.
Ah, nails on the chalkboard to hear her name butchered like that. Escala is her name. Oh, Escala. If you say Escala to her, she'll slap you straight across the face.
Not the first time.
Escala?
Yes, right. She's the faction leader of the Hunter.
All right, the Hunter. I think that's what we're supposed to check in on.
Check in on what now?
Can you introduce us or not?
Nah, that's a bloody backwards way of just asking that. Yeah, I can introduce you. Did I hear you say that you were talking to Poing as well?
That's right, in Belga. We've talked to a few people here in town.
Alright, well, I can introduce you only if she wants to meet with you, though. What's your interest? She's a busy lady, especially in these times.
The library, of course.
Recent events?
Isn't that the talk of the town right now?
Yes, indeed. Hence the increased business. And give me a moment and see what I can do. Moves over and knocks on the door. And is let in. He closes it quickly behind him. And
The moment he walks away, Joe looks over. Holy shit, that worked!
You seem a natural.
Just kind of says, totally. Also looks over to try to find Yaslin. And if he sees her, kind of motions her to come over.
Still looking over this paper like, here's the hidden message.
Just whistles really loud towards you.
All right, what is it?
all
You might-
right.
You
Okay.
might want the bigs over here. No offense, my ladies.
Rose just laughing at this point.
Okay. So a moment later, the ham comes back out and she'll speak with you. My suggestion is to be brief. He honestly does have quite a bit going on, coordinating the rest of the hunters in this current time. If it's what Poing probably told you, and she's willing to look and speak to those who are taking up that particular contract. Right this way. And he unlocks the door and opens it up, and you guys are able to go in.
Is this the
As you
beast
do,
that I saw?
you see a immaculately kept study or an office. Everything exactly where it's supposed to be. Pile of coins, different contracts, different written notes and documents. Looks like somebody very much so in the middle of the process of coordinating a fleet of individuals. And Ham walks in, and as you see, as you walk in, a very tall, like an 8.5 foot tall red lizard folk stands up with tight hunting leathers on and a long, thick sword at her side. She stands up, looks at you all for a moment, her kind of lizard-esque tongue kind of forking out and tasting the air in front of her.
Growling like a giant animal.
Yes, what is it? What is this? Here. Do you want to say hi?
That's coming from the tent nearby.
That was
Nice.
Is it
Oh my
time?
God.
Oh, it's not time.
butters.
Hello. Hello. Yes. They're upset because I locked them in the house and they want to go play. Yes. Okay.
How could you do this to me?
Just leave the door open, Dad. What's your problem?
Right. And he comes in and says, "This is the scholar. And now I shall take my leave and continue my work." And he exits, closes the door, and locks it again from the outside.
Oh, that makes me feel safe.
Locks it?
Yep, you hear a
I
Rose
grabbed
will turn to look at the door.
grab the door and jiggle it.
locked.
How
Immediate.
sturdy does this door feel? As I jiggle it.
You're fine. You're fine.
Is there a reason the door needs to be locked?
Enjoy my privacy.
Uh-huh.
Fair enough.
As Ham said, I am a scholar. What did you wish to speak about?
My name is Seamus, and it's a pleasure doing business with you here. Thank you very much for having us back here to talk with you. We were talking to one of the other heads, and they were telling us about this terrible trouble you've been going through. A theft of sorts, it sounds like, from your prestige library.
Yes. It has been an unfortunate coming of events. Much of the fighting force that we have here is mobilized to either protect or track down those who are responsible. We have the coin to enlist others. I assume you are up for the challenge.
Of course, yeah. Me and some of my people here, we're professional contractors. This is exactly the kind of business that we're used to taking on. You can talk to some of the other ripples if you're interested in finding about some of our previous work.
You've been up and down the river already.
We do what we can where we go.
And the name Seamus, is that the only item I should inquire under?
I think each of us
Friendship friends.
does what they can to represent themselves at the moment. We've talked about working under different names, and we've had some compatriots come and go recently from the group, so we're still kind of working out some of that. But I can tell you, these two here are tip-top fighters, that's for sure, and good as any hunters you've probably already employed.
If not better.
She looks at you very flatly. Old claims to be better than my own people without having met them and just shown up in town.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I don't mind boldness, but it must be backed up. So,
Of course.
yes, there is a recent raid, stolen knowledge, murdered kinfolk.
Why are you backing up again?
We are willing to pay for those who are able to apprehend the ones that have brought this. Egregious harm to our people.
What kind of payment are you offering here? I want to do this job and I want to do it right, but I'm always looking at the next job and want to make sure that you and I, can form some kind of maybe business relationship here. See if we can't help out the hunters.
Well, if you are able to succeed where my hunters are not able to, then I, as the head of protection for Rippletop, will have plenty more work for you where that came from.
And what if we needed the protection? Would you be available for hire?
That could be arranged. Depending on how well the relationship goes. We are those who gathered after intense scrutiny from others for the way we look. Except for the younglings, none of us here are unscathed from battle, torment, trauma. But we've all decided to be here and live as a single community. Everyone has gone through their hardships, except for those who were born here, and we'd like to keep it that way. This ravaging of our brethren to the slight north threatens that balance. She kind of grabs her collar and pulls it down. You see a thick scar running through her scales where there are no scales left. I do not mind being the one who holds the weapons and holds the shields. As long as those who don't know that pain continue their ignorance. I want them to live healthy lives. This is a threat to that ideal. I do not simply do business with anyone who shows up and has the chops to do so. Business
Of course,
is
but
trust and character. What kind of character do you have, Seamus?
whatever the situation calls for, usually.
A chameleon can be useful, can also be quite treacherous. If that's ability to adapt is not anchored in some sort of belief system that's frankly worth a damn.
Well, just tell us what we can do to put it in your favor. And as I say that, I will subtle cast suggestion.
Okay, nice. DC on that.
A
Also,
number. A big number.
side note, while that was happening,
Huge.
the moment she mentioned judge for your appearance or whatever, I think only Yaslin would notice his demeanor would shift just slightly.
Wisdom saving throw, I assume, against my DC 15.
Okay. She fails. That is a 7. Okay. She's charmed. Okay, so you basically have a command that you can provide to her.
Yeah, and I said, tell us what we can do so that she will be in our favor.
She thinks about it. She says, we have our share of comers and goers here. That's part of how we keep our livelihood. We expect it, we thrive on it. There are those who just want the goods we have, want the knowledge we have, ones that are just willing to exchange and be gone with no interest in the thriving of this community. If you truly want to get in our good favor, help the people. The more you help, the more favor you gain. And we will be able to recognize you for that. She stops and she must roll a persuasion check for me.
$13.
Okay. And she kind of pauses for a moment and licks her lips with her tongue. We have much to offer those who are of worth. So, help the community in the ways that they need. Doesn't matter if it's large or small, as long as it gets somebody into a better state than when you began. Several instances of that, and you should be in a favorable spot.
Easy enough. I mean, in concept.
In concept, indeed. And Seamus, we've been rude. Would you provide me the name of your compatriots, please?
I'll turn to them.
At this point, you would probably see Dro just looking down.
Give Dro a little nudge.
Just kind of look up. Just kind of like
Your name.
give him the look of what?
Your name.
Oh, I'm Dro.
And Yaslin.
Escala, pleasure to meet you. She locks eyes onto Yaslin for a moment.
Can I discern what she's trying to do from this?
She just kind of takes you in, gives you like a scouring glance across your demeanor.
Dro just looking between the two like...
That's
gonna take
all
just a-
right.
Step back.
You... What is the origin of your scales, my dear? You intrigue me. I obviously have my own. Rather proud. Kept them healthy all these years. But often I see strong red scales in someone unlike me. Well, unlike Ambrosi outside. You're not lizard folk, you're not dragonborn.
It's a long, slightly complicated story.
At some point, I'd like to hear it if you are willing.
And perhaps we have some time.
Interesting. Your curiosity. That's all. I apologize if I overstepped or if that was rude.
Not at all. You
Have you
know,
ever heard of a? Have you ever heard of a quarter minotaur?
I don't.
Don't believe I have. Why do you ask?
I'm just. Oh, nothing. Just no reasons.
All right. I suppose bloodlines can be diffused throughout the world over time, but usually.
I mean, there's always an assumption down the road somewhere, you know, with these things, and you wonder like how the half came about in one direction or the other, and And then sometimes you think about, well, could it get to a quarter? Does it get smaller? Would it go 3/4 if it went the other way somehow? I don't know if it was more bowl again, but I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys got to talking. I was just thinking out loud. I was just going ahead.
No, it's alright. I will tell you that my skills were earned, not born with.
Indeed, it is fascinating. Another time, then.
Indeed.
Buy you a drink anytime that you feel like talking about it.
Well, I'm sure we'll have many stories to exchange then.
Certainly. And I must say, we are a collection of beasts and monsters and creatures of the night here. But based on personality alone, you are all a bunch of oddballs, aren't you?
I think we keep to the straight and narrow, generally speaking.
Certain that you do. Now, you have the contract from the bounty board. You've talked to Poing. She has the information that I've shared with her. You get me those who damaged my people, and we'll do a great deal to go in that direction of favor you were talking about. With fair compensation in addition to prestige.
What kind of leads do you have on this? It was a coordinated attack. This wasn't some randos just lifting books.
It was. We're still gathering a bit. We're still waiting for our first scouts to come back and report. This has only been within a day or two recently. I'll let you know as soon as I find something. Any lead that I have will only expedite your progress, and I will provide it as soon as I am able.
Who's the name of the head librarian there?
That would be Doragon.
Doragon.
Yes. And depends. He is my counterpart in the Hunter.
So he is part of the hunt? A hunty?
Yes.
One that hunts? I don't know how you say it.
We venerate the Hunter together. He is the head of the faction at the library.
Where was he when this one all happened?
He was there. Part of... We only lost a few. Doragon was a strong reason why. We did not give chase, but rather tended to our wounded as soon as the battle gave out. As I'm sure Pawing mentioned to you, we have hunters, but we are not detectives by nature or by training. So, tracking and trying to put the pieces together is a little bit outside of our skill set, but we're stretching ourselves to do what we can to figure this out.
Well, we can definitely help there. Some would go as far as to say that I'm an expert in investigation, if one were to quantify it in a manner.
Is true, then I'm sure the results will prove themselves. Now, If there's anything else I can do for you, please let me know. And if not, I do need to get back to my work.
Yeah, one more thing. Where were you on the night that these books went missing?
Nailed it.
The library is a couple of hours away from where we are. Close enough, but by the time we arrived, the battle was over, and the accosters had already moved on. They are highly trained, heavily skilled, coordinated, with sufficient evidence to suggest resources behind them. We're a strong community. But admittedly, we are not the match of professional bandits, thieves, or whatever they are. We're making do and doing all right with it, but it's a little bit beyond our norm.
Has your community crossed anyone? Do you have any major enemies that would, stand out as natural people to think about that might be doing such a thing?
Bigotry is the reason we founded this place. There are those who hate us just for existing, and nothing more. They occasionally make a fuss, people coming up from the ripples or elsewhere just to get in our face. We have a policy within the village to just let them say what they will say until the wind is out of their sails and then move on. Violence would only escalate the problem. It is unlikely, in my opinion, that it is related to anything like that.
There's a lot of tolerance that I think a healthy community should have. And I have seen this kind of bigotry before, people that aren't kind because of your nature.
Yes.
Is it organized? Is there a name? That's when you have to, I think, worry more.
Seems to be individuals who are looking to prove themselves to someone. Doesn't really matter who. A girlfriend, themselves, a father. They don't seem to have any coordination. Certainly not like we're seeing from the evidence at the library. But allow me to look around. See if there's any recent activities that I am not yet privy to.
Appreciate your time. We know that you've got a lot going on, and obviously we're hoping to help the hunters and the community. We understand your plight. I won't go into it, but I have maybe even more specialty expertise in this area. In fact, I may have some... Well, we can talk about that maybe another time. We do appreciate your time.
Yaslin, Seamus. It's been a pleasure. And thank you for your patronage as well. Primarily looking to you, Dro. The money helps to put back into the community and allow those who are suffering to thrive. Doesn't help ease the pain for those who they lost. But but having money to rebuild portions of their lives certainly doesn't hurt. Thank you.
Got some
I'm sure
big,
we'll be in
big
contact.
vendors in this group. Definitely helping out the community here.
Roll a perception or deception, or a persuasion or deception check, depending on what that was.
I guess persuasion. You know, I saw Leo drop some change at another vendor. You know, so yeah, there's some. This community is benefiting from our arrival.
More of that, and we'll continue to see where this partnership goes. Thank you, Seamus. And she looks at you, kind of reaches up to part of her bookshelf and like scoots a couple of things over, grabs a couple of red vials and flicks them to Dro. You seem more capable than most. Call this my reciprocating investment in the potential that our partnership can develop into. And Dro, a couple of basic healing potions in your possession now.
Two.
Now, I really must get back to my work. Unfortunately, lots of things to do and coordinate, and people to send every which way we can, all while trying to figure out how to not get any of them killed. We don't need more bodies.
As we walk out, if we're walking out, Joe will be the last to walk out.
Oh, before Yasmin walks out too, she holds up the paper she's been trying to get information on. No one seems to know anything. You don't happen to know who wrote up this on the board?
Can't say that I do. I don't keep a close eye on the bounty board unless I'm the one posting something.
From what you say, that you guys are more of the hunter type. Seems odd that there's a research contract out there.
I am a representative of the hunter, and so are my followers. And as well as the other heads of the clan. The hunter is quite varied, as are the other deities. There's a lot of depth to this community, and I represent only one dimension of one layer.
I see.
There's likely a different dimension and different layer that would be able to provide you with what you're looking for.
And where would that layer be?
If you're as good of detectives as you say you are, you'll be able to find that out soon enough, I'm sure.
Touché.
That's my bad. I'll pat her on the shoulder as I walk out.
You can see her muscles are a little tense.
And as you walk by, Hamrosi says, "Thank you for doing business with us. I'm sure we'll see you again."
Rachel,
And Dro, you're lingering
Yeah, like kind of standing at the door, still looking out. You mentioned some of you aren't from here. I take that as you were one of them. This isn't your original home.
Quite. I am a transport, like many are.
You also mentioned that people see others as monsters. Is that something you're familiar with from previous
Just kinda-
experience?
There's a certain sort of tension as she recalls. Yes,
I mean,
Aeon has plenty of monsters, just ready to kill whatever they see.
they'll
But
turn.
oftentimes, the beasts feel just as trapped and lost as we do as they are ripped from their world and placed into something new. Sometimes they are just predatory by nature. Many people look at us, scales and purple diamond looking skin, feathers, sharp teeth, and automatically lump us in with those monsters that threaten their lives. It isn't fair.
I'll turn and look at her, like, direct eye contact. You mentioned physical appearance. What about your blood?
The two are not wholly unrelated. What do you mean?
Would you personally think someone is a monster based off of... He just kind of looks. Your bloodline.
Dear boy, it appears that something is bothering you. And I personally would not consider anyone or anything a monster without evidence to the contrary. I've been on the other side when evidence is not present and the judgment is made. I will not push that upon others.
You would see a slight, like, relief and kind of still at this point looking kind of, I guess it'd be like at her desk at this point, kind of shifted down. She was right. Just kind of look back up. Okay.
Differences are not solely made on claws and scales and fur and feathers.
And he chimes in based on the individual's actions.
Is what it should be. Unfortunately, it is not the reality all too often.
Yeah. He kind of tries to get back his little demeanor of just a jokester. Well, I better go before they leave me again. It was good talking to you.
You as well, Drew.
And he,
You are welcome here. Anyone says otherwise, they can come speak to me. And they know better.
I really believe that. And he'll kind of grin, grab the door, kind of glance once more time over, and then shut the door.
Yeah, last thing you see is just like her, like a smirk that turns into like a toothy half smile. She kind of shakes her head and like gets back into a focus mode as the door closes. And
So like Yaslin smiling.
Yep, and Ham locks the door behind you as you start to leave.
I'm stuck in a wall.
Yo, help me, help me.
Stuck in the doorway.
Okay. As you guys leave, all geared up as much as you are interested in doing so, the remainder of the night kind of goes for just talking, gathering. You're a little bit tired after a long, significant day worth of traveling, talking, walking. You guys are welcome to retire at this time. You don't have to, but we'll go ahead and take a pause right there, and we'll come back in about 20 minutes. Is there anything else that you want to do for the evening before you close out? Go find accommodations, anything like that? And if not, then we will just pan to the morning.
The night is still young.
I don't get a roll.
What are you rolling?
Oh boy.
Initiative.
Roll a performance check.
Initiative.
While he's doing that,
It's like, roll?
is
Alright.
Yaslin holding that
Jack,
paper
that's pretty-
still? Or did she put it away?
12.
Where is initiative on my monster sheet?
You had that like liquid drink. You should get like it. That's advantage, isn't it?
Liquid courage.
Yeah.
It's been a while. Jeez, where is it? I'm like trying to find it on the sheet, whatever. Elga goes first.
Oh god, someone's good.
She's definitely putting the moves on Leo, and gosh,
Athletics check? Aerobatics.
Acrobatics.
well, if it's it depends on the position. If it's a strength or a flexibility thing.
I mean, I could do animal handling.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Roll a performance check.
The sound of regret in your voice right there.
Oh, nice.
No way.
The man.
Leo, there are no minotaurs on your world,
No.
so this is a new experience. But you are a man of bravery and unflinching will, and
Legend.
right into the new experience, and you do a great job. You make
Good job.
This is totally not a
There's
clip
some-
at all.
there's very intense mooing at some point.
The whole village woke up.
Like somebody in the tent over would be like, Elga, quiet down! Shut up, your ass! She's not having anybody dissenting on her. Yep, and
No, put the gun there. That's not a monster.
yep, brilliant, excellent, fantastic night. And you afterwards you get to snuggle a giant warm fuzzy cow.
Do I get some temp HP for the next day?
Do a medicine check.
Oh boy. You don't have it is a natural 20, so you don't get temp HP, but you've got that like I just got laid swagger, and you have advantage on charisma checks for the next day.
All right,
Oh
cool.
my gosh. Oh my.
Legend.
Here we go, guys. A mostly PG
No.
sex scene. I didn't give any specific details.
And I have to go back and rewatch this when I edit.
You're like,
It was not.
or do we just keep it in?
It's the right time for a nat 20, that's for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
that's-
You don't want the stories that are going to come out of this are going to be very much so in your favor and not in the other direction. But like, oh, don't let those humans touch you.
Don't let the human touch you.
No, it's like, no, let the human touch you.
Yeah.
You'll
Worth.
really like it. Worth. Oh, that's crazy.
Anyway, does Yaslin still have that paper in her hand?
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
Yep. So going back to Leo, though, after a superb evening, you're laying there in the tent, nice and warm, exhausted, but in a good way. Any pillow talk or anything that you want to just, connect with her about afterwards?
I'd ask, I'd tell her. Sorry. I'd ask if they open for breakfast tomorrow. If their cafe area is open in the morning.
There's a few diurnal folks that'll be up and moving and getting breakfast ready for those that move about in that time of day. So, yes,
Well,
I will not be one of them. I am definitely sleeping in.
all right. We'll have to find my friends afterwards then.
Seem like an odd bunch. I imagine they're easy to track down.
Yeah. They don't move quickly.
No. Well, good night, handsome. She leans over and gives you another kiss and just leans back and just kind of settles into her blankets and cushions and begins to fade away. If there's anything else you would like to say, you can. If not, then enjoy some rest.
All right, cool. I'll do a long rest.
Yep. Okay. Scene fade over there. The rest of you guys, it's at this point for y'all like about 1:30 in the morning. Most of you are probably starting to feel it. Except for Seamus.
As we're walking, Joe's gonna walk up next to Yaslin. What is your fascination with that bounty?
Don't know.
just at mid-stop, just stops walking, stands there. You don't know.
No, I don't.
Then why are you carrying it?
I don't know.
General insight.
Yes, you can. Also, because it was the perfect time to roll an at 20, Leo gets inspiration.
Ah.
Also, casting guidance on myself.
All right.
Wow.
Woo!
You lying?
No, she's truly is not sure herself why she's so enamored by this.
You know Aslan well enough by now to understand like how she operates, and you just like, ugh, okay, fine, whatever.
just has a look over. So are we going and looking for this person that posted this?
I'd like to, yes.
Is that going to be a tonight thing or a tomorrow thing?
Tomorrow.
Thank God.
Did you say like the little thank God under your breath?
Yes, absolutely.
Turns to you? What's that supposed to mean?
We need to sleep at some point.
Yes.
Sounds like. Look around. I'm imagining the only people around right now is us two and Seamus, because Nora went to go sell stuff, and Leo's having his own adventure. We might have a very busy day tomorrow, so.
So you suggesting it'd be better if we look tonight?
Let's sit down. I don't have a say in this, really. You're gonna do what you want to do. So the question is, what are you going to do? In other words, where am I going?
Oh, you're going to follow me.
Do you have to ask that question?
No, but I will anyways.
I'll humor you. Yes, I will follow you.
Lovely. Well, I'm not sure who would know anything about this.
Well, they had mentioned one of the other heads might know. She said she didn't know. I doubt a Minotaur is gonna know. The one that we haven't talked to is the representative with the symbol of the Blue Jay. Market. I don't know.
We didn't see anybody
Mm-hmm.
in the market, though, did we? We could look back there real quick as we swing around.
Yes, then give me an investigation check.
Oh, you don't want me to do that. Yeah, you don't want me to do that. I'm tired. There's like a part of her that's curious, but also a part of her that is, tired. She's just like, ugh.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I can't brain.
Oh, what was his name?
You think
What about? And he kind of pulls out the flute.
yeah, that's what I was.
Abba.
Oh, that's his name. I was just gonna call him Fancy Flute Guy.
Note to self: you do not give out nicknames. Puts the flute away. He seemed willing to talk about it, and he was the one that honestly got us on this hunt for these leaders. He might be able to point us in the right direction. I know what direction. Beyond that, I don't know. Also, Morgan, while I'm imagining we're walking and talking, what do I see just happening around us?
Or the same things have died down a little bit. You kind of had the energy of like the night has awoken, and it's like really hustle and bustle, busy time. Like everybody's like up and moving, starting to like, begin the processes of their night. And 3 or 4 hours later, since you've arrived into town, and that spike has lulled down. So people have gone up and they've gone and had their their breakfast, which is your dinner. They've gone and had smoke, or they've gone and done their trade, or they're out of the village, like traveling along or something, like just like overall, the energy level is a little bit further down. It's a little bit closer to like lunchtime mellow vibes at the moment as things chill out.
Okay.
But give me a perception check in addition to that.
Give myself guidance.
Was that a question?
Yeah. I don't know if you're like.
Oh. Are you actively searching, or are you just kind of like scoping?
Once we get closer to the market, Dro was going to be more thorough in searching up towards where Baba had pointed them towards. But if he's still back here by like the smokehouse and everything, it's more of just looking around in general.
Cool. Yeah, you can use guidance on that. $16. Okay, you do notice that like as you're leaving, you see a kind of a cat-like person walking briskly, and they've got 3 red lines running down their face. Female, some like braids, carrying something in a sack, and goes into the adventurer's door. You see them, and they close the door, and so you see that. You see people just kind of migrating around. You do notice now that you are a little bit more aware in context of what's going on in the town. As you return back, you do see kind of a heavier population of armored and like potentially battle-ready individuals. Roll an insight check. You see a lot of like larger breed animals, things like leonids and gith and minotaurs, dragonborns. But you also see several that are a little bit more sleek, lithe as well.
I'm going to ask the same thing. Can I use guidance? Basically going to use it whenever I can.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can use guidance because you're actively like trying to like figure out like what's going on here. Okay. Yeah. You're able to identify that there's kind of 2 camps. It looks like heavy, like armored folk with like shields, large weapons, sword and shield, spears, bow and arrows, sort of thing. A little bit more on the martial side, but you also see symbols worn around their necks. A blue jay, a spider, a butterfly, a horse. Some things that you haven't seen so far. And then you also see kind of a lighter dressed type that's also got some holy symbolism, but it's less like a holy pendant, and it's more like a sigil burned into a book that's like slung to their side, or more like a chain that hangs from their waist and ends in some sort of pendant that's like in roughly crafted metal. So you just starting to look about in a little bit of a different way, and you do see a generalized sense of kind of tension that you didn't notice before, because you weren't really aware and familiar with these people. But now that like you know a little bit of the background, there is some like kind of that vibe of like, hey, you know what, it's a shit day, just put a smile on your face as best you can, try to get through your day. Like there is like an undertone of that now that you are aware.
Are any one of these individuals relatively near the group right now?
Mostly not. They're mostly on those battle ready looking ones. They're mostly on the periphery.
I'll walk up to the nearest one I can get to.
Probably right about over here. Just doing a patrol. This one is a centaur with kind of like a zebra pattern, but it's not white and black. It's like a dark gray body with black stripes. So they're going around. They have a breastplate on, bow slung over their shoulder, and looking around diligently.
Excuse me. Can I have a moment of your time?
Oh, hello.
Hi. Yeah, we just came in just a little bit ago.
Did you know?
Yeah, we were looking around this very interesting and actually honestly fun city. And it seems before it was very lively and just everyone hard at work, and just kind of looking around. Is everything okay around here?
People here tend to be jovial, but it's been a bit of a hard time. Then they're a little crestfallen, but they're trying to do the best they can.
And this grouping here, this wasn't here a few hours ago. We were here at the market originally enjoying a dinner and went and checked out some of the businesses around here and just came back from the adventurer's room and was getting ready to settle down and notice it looks like people are coming to fight.
Point of clarity. When you walked in, you asked if there were any guards, and they said they're more like just milling about.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like posted at stations. You're just. It doesn't seem like anything is new. You just have new context to read the current situation against.
Okay.
Mhm.
But are there a lot more out now compared to what we saw when we first came in?
It seems like it, but there's also less generalized people as they've kind of scattered out. And so now, like, the ratio of like armed moving personnel seems to be a little bit higher.
Okay.
It's like in the crowd you didn't notice as many, but now the crowd is dwindled, and so you're noticing more of the.
So it's
the
like
people-
it was the
these people
same
standing out.
amount, but the crowd was kind of covering them up.
That's the
Okay.
summation as you're like trying to figure out the current
Okay.
goings on.
Out of game. I'm trying to remember. Did we get the name of the faction leader for the Blue Jay? Roy, do you have that written down? I have Magolo. I'm saying that right? And I'm not positive if that's right.
Megalo? Megalo.
Megalo.
Something like that, yeah. Make a low.
McLovin.
So,
We don't need a play-by-play of your tent right now, Leo.
Dro will kind of stop and turn and look back at Yaslin. Reach his hand out for the paper.
She hands it over.
So we were just, like I said, at the adventurer's room and noticed the bounty board. This one actually kind of stuck out to my friend here, and she's turns and looks at her. Not real sure why. Would you happen to know an individual that maybe posted this or is more interested in this type of magic? Or would you be able to point us to someone who would know?
She looks at it. Not really my area. I'm the muscle.
So is
And-
she.
Yeah. And she looks a little nervous, like she starts like staring down the path that she was walking down. And she's like, I do need to get back to my patrol. But nice to meet you. Welcome to Rippletop.
One last question, and I'll let you go. Migolo.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know where we can find them?
Yeah, it's right there. And she turns around and she points she points directly behind you and points to a large furry figure that looks more like a rectangle than any other shape.
No way.
Yep, just thick legs, stumpy, like broad body, head that like is a little bit like sunken down on the shoulders, enormously wide, chest and deltoids, and looks a little intimidating, very fuzzy, but has a large smile on his face and is like talking to a customer at one of the tents. It's this one over here. You see.
Oh my god.
This. Yep. Very fuzzy, beast-like. It's like, that's Megalo over there. Welcome to talk to him. Believe me, he loves talking.
You see Stro. Interesting. Okay, so does she. And point at Yaslin and kind of steps to the side and hand her the paper back.
He takes that paper back.
Farewell, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Bye,
you.
everyone. We should spa sometime. And she continues on.
Did it seem like she got nervous when we asked about the paper?
Roll an insight check.
Or was it more of just Dro being a pain in the ass, not letting her do her job?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Can I assist with that? 'Cause I think Dro would clock that, like when she started to look over his shoulder.
Oh, Dro's a pain in the ass. That's definitely
Hey,
what it
Joseph,
was.
she totally like, I don't blame her. Most people can't deal with him as well as I can.
Yeah.
You tell me
All
I
right.
should work on my people skills.
Oh. Having second thoughts about this out of game. He's probably have no clue.
All right, so I assume you guys go over to Migalo.
Yeah, Joe's just gonna start walking over.
Oh my gosh, I see a hippo flying through
Oh my
that
God.
little arc. I was like, oh no!
No, it's just like.
Hippo's charging.
Yeah, you see this loud, boisterous man, and he's standing in front of this cart. Again, one of those carts that was mobile at some point and is now become like permanent. It hasn't moved in years, probably, and it has like all these little figurines and doodads and what's like littered about, and they are a lot of the. And you see repeats of those religious symbols. You do see the blue jay at the top of his cart. But then you see like lots of little carvings of like a blue jay or a carving of an ant and so on and so forth. And you start to see other things that you don't recognize yet as well. And he kind of finishes up with the customer and turns over and says, "Newcomers, welcome! I am Migalo. Welcome to Rippletop. What brings you here?"
Just turns and looks. Do you hold up the paper?
I just hold up the paper.
Okay. You have a bounty. I recognize it.
The adventure is
He
yours.
kind of like leans over to like the pastry and the bread shop owner. Have you met them yet? Do they speak? And he's like, I don't know these guys. It's like,
So, how was it? So as Dro starts to speak. He's casting thaumaturgy to make his voice a lot louder to match his.
Feels a little intimidated.
Yes, my name is Dro. This is Yaslin, Seamus, and then the hippo come running. Nora!
Welcome, new friends of Ribbletop!
Turn back and look at Yaslin. It made a friend. Okay. So
Yes, and he grabs Yaslin's hand and like shakes it vigorously, and he like his arms are very long, so you're like a full 5 feet away from him, and he still like reaches out and grabs your hand perfectly fine and like shakes it, and it's a little bit like, oh god.
Dro is just like waiting for something to happen.
Right. So you found that bounty. What else?
Yeah, would you happen to know who actually posted it? It seemed to stick out among all of the others that we were looking at over at the adventuring room.
Oh. I will be honest, I am a terrible liar. I do know who posted it, and I won't tell you about it.
Why?
I won't answer that either.
You bound by some secrecy?
I don't know how to answer that without giving something away.
So the answer is yes. Do
If
you
I
know
said
where?
no, you would think I was lying, and if I said yes, then I would declare that I was lying.
Is it because you're ahead of the faction? Immediately.
No. Well, not really. I am the head, but it's only peripherally related to that.
Okay. Do you know where we can find the person who posted this? Can you like give us like a nice little map?
Yes. And no, in that order.
Okay. We want to
Can
help
you
out
show-
this individual. We've been told that the community here needs help. We've already talked to a couple other of the heads. And at this point, like his joking attitude starts to glimmer a little. We want to help. For some reason, she has a fascination with this. And if she wants to do it, then I'm down for doing it. So if we can figure out who did this and help them out, help the community, in return, help you guys.
That sounds wonderful.
But you're not going to tell us, are you?
I'm not going to tell you.
Why?
I'm not going to tell you that either.
So you know where they are. You can't
Yes.
tell us.
Yes.
Can you point us in a direction that would be like giving us a hint?
Just point.
Oh.
Do you know somebody who can tell us information who isn't bound to this non-disclosure stuff?
No. No. No, that was the correct answer. The answer, no.
So you don't know anyone who could help us find this person?
That I do know people that could help you find that person. But I'm not going to point you in that direction.
Of course you won't. Can you give us a description of
Tro
this
is just
person?
pacing now.
Yaslin's like drilling through all of the questions you could possibly ask right now.
Look at Seamus. How do you do this?
I think I've slid over to the Owlins over here, Manu and Kiyu.
As in the background, this boisterous man just continues to say no.
As Yaslin drills through a list
Yeah,
of questions.
and it just continues to repeat. He doesn't give you anything new.
What about this?
Seamus.
Yeah,
Seamus, you're talking to the owls.
Yeah, I'd slide over to the Owls and say, you don't know anything about this contract over in the Adventurer's Door? Somebody looking for a water magic apprentice or something? You didn't post that, did you?
And Manu kind of looks up from his work. He's got like a piece of parchment out, and he's like drawing new inscriptions and runes on it. Looks up. Oh, apologies. You said a bounty at the door. Oh,
This wasn't so much a bounty. They're looking for like a research apprentice.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar.
Is that you?
No.
Swear to God, if it's this
Do you
owl.
know who posted it?
Yes, I do.
Jay can't tell us either.
And he begins to look very nervous.
This whole place is under fucking.
Can you give me a name of the person that posted this?
I don't know who it is.
Get him, Seamus.
I'm sorry. I really should be getting back to my work.
Why did I have to find this one?
And the
Interesting.
and the little owl is like, "Oh, can't we just tell?" No. Here. And he leans down and like he's whispering and he's like, go get yourself a snack from one of the tents over by your mother's. Okay, go quickly. And he gives her a couple of coins, and she happily like grabs it and like, thank you, uncle, and toddles off.
You say uncle?
Who after that owl?
No, uncle.
Uncle. Had that completely wrong in my notes.
And like at this point, he's actively like staring at his work, and like his hands are a little bit more like jerky motion as he is like actively avoiding Seamus's contact.
Okay, Mr.
Hear it in the background.
Mr. Migolo.
Yes.
If you see this person, can you let them know we're looking for them?
I think that one I can do.
Good.
Dro stops mid-pace. Do you want us to help them or not?
Yes.
Then why not help us help them?
I can't tell you.
At this point, he's like, okay, so I'm gonna point and see how.
Would you like? No. Nothing else. No more questions about this. It's not going to help you, and it's not going to help me. Would you like to buy a sculpture?
Would one of these be nice? Which one would you recommend?
I am ultimately a fan of the Blue Jay.
I wonder why.
Just points up at the blue jay. Does that represent a deity?
It does indeed.
Which one? Just
The
utterly
Gatherer.
defeated. The what?
The Gatherer.
Gatherer.
Alright.
The Gatherer. There are many people here who worship in different ways, and I want it is my job as an artist to help people have something to focus on for their worship. And he kind of gestures back at all the different sculptures, and like, these are the way some folk do. Some folk even channel some of their beliefs, some of their magic through it. And he gestures to pendants and holy symbols and things like that. Are you... You seem confused at my wares.
I'm a lot of things right now.
You're Diurno, aren't you?
What?
Oh, what?
You sleep at night.
I mean, yes, sometimes.
Opposite of nocturnal.
Okay. Okay.
Are you nocturnal?
Yes, I am. The night feels far more comfortable to me.
Okay.
It's just okay.
She
Looking
goes and wanders off.
at the pendants and the statues, does any of them stick out to Dro in any way? Probably not, but
Just with your passive perception, you can see a bunch of different things in there. There's 12 figures that are repeated overall, and including the ones that you've already seen: the butterfly, the wolf, the ants, the blue jay, Did I get all those? Butterfly, wolf, and blue jay. Yep. So there's those, and then there's also additional ones: eagle, spider, beetle, goose, falcon, beaver, horse. But they look like they're varied. Some of them are like very simple wooden carvings. Some of them are a little bit more elaborate. Nice looking stone with gems set into the eyes and different location and different things. They are specific. They're specifically like they are art pieces of varying quality, supposedly to attract a wider clientele.
you mentioned some of these a religion. So I take it you have those here that are in the speciality magic of healing, helping, some say priest, cleric-like individuals.
I'm extrapolating here, but I believe you mean magic based on worship.
Sure.
Yes, there are those who follow that path.
I'm gonna hate to say this, but can you point me to one of those individuals?
Not here. Most of them. Well, yes, I can actually.
Oh God.
Most of them usually reside up at the libraries, but we have several of them down here to protect the people due to recent, or rather, tragic events. Trying to keep things light.
Yeah, and he'll lean in a little more. We've heard, and we're here to help with that.
Oh, wonderful! So I don't have to explain it. And he
Please no.
points out to the same sort of people that you saw, like walking the perimeter and like on kind of like defense mode, so everybody else can relax. He starts to point those people out. Seems to be the same ones.
Joe just kind of shakes his head, like, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would those religious ones that you mentioned at the library, would they be there at this time?
Most likely, they are primarily nocturnal, like this community as well. They're essentially an extension of us, and just so you're aware, it's not just they have religious or belief-based magic. But I do want to specify, quite a bit of this community does in fact worship one of the deities.
And he'll stop mid-sentence. Okay. You said some of them in the library are nocturnal, not all.
Correct.
Okay, so if we were to visit the library, which kind of looks around at this point, imagining everyone else in the group has walked away.
Yeah, Yaslin's like
I think that is
gone off to bug someone else.
a plan of ours. So can chat with someone either then, now, later in the morning. And he starts to like, I am tired. So I'm going to head out. And he pulls out a silver and flips it to him. Thank you for the information, and starts to walk away. And the headache.
You're welcome on both accounts. I don't believe I've ever been paid for giving someone a headache before. New experience.
Just defeated, walks away.
Mm,
Could I have followed the young owling?
easily.
Which way did they go?
Yep. Kind of runs over here and heads down to some of the tents, kind of like near where you dropped in. Actually, no, she comes down. It's one of the tents on the lower level that's not on this map. And she goes in, and there's a stall that is like basically roasting and selling like skewered cooked crickets and like large bugs and stuff. And she goes and pays the man a couple of copper and gets some of that.
Yeah, as I turn the corner to like follow her, I cast disguise self on myself, and by the time I turn the corner on the front side of these tents again, you see this like elderly Kenku man following behind the owlin girl, and he would call out and say, "Excuse me, everyone, excuse me."
Oh, hello.
Can you escort me across the city here? I've seemed to have forgotten my way. These travelers were just talking to me. They were quite discombobulating.
Those ones, yeah, they're pretty funny. My uncle is making some magic stuff for them. I'm helping with the magic. I don't understand a lot of it yet, but yeah.
They kept trying to get me to tell them about the person we weren't supposed to tell them about.
Oh, that makes sense. They were trying to do that to Uncle Manu too.
Yeah, that's not good. You didn't tell them the name, did you?
I don't think so. No, Manu told me not to tell them.
To tell them the name.
Yeah,
Wait, what? What are we supposed to tell them again?
Did you forget the name?
Yeah, I mean, you don't tell me, though, because I don't think you're supposed to. Well, I mean, you can tell other people in town, just not them, right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
the secret's all about.
Oh, right, yeah, so, well, then it's fine. You can. I'll just forget again, and then. So you can tell me. Won't matter.
Hey, cool. Good, because I don't like keeping secrets, and Manu is really bad at keeping secrets. He gets all like blustery and fluffy, like he actually like gets fluffy, puffs up a little bit when he's trying to keep a secret. Yeah, we're not supposed to tell them about the name, the name of the person who wants the thing. Is that it, or is it something else?
But yeah, we're not supposed to tell them the name that you were about. Yep, that you were gonna remind me of.
Yes. That would be. Did I forget? No, I wrote it down somewhere. And she like opens up grabs like a satchel and like opens it up, and there's like a little scroll, and she opens it. Vinderbog.
That's right, the good old Vinderbog. Well, we went to school together back in. Oh, here's my stop. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Yep.
And then you turn into a bat and fly away.
Terrified the child.
Oh my gosh! I love it.
Say hi to Wizard Vinderbog for me.
Yes, yes, Wizard of Vinderbog. I mean, don't say it too loud, of course. Good. Keep it to yourself.
She like kind of trots off and realizes that like her skewer's already empty. Throws it and goes back to the stall and gets another one.
Oh God.
So I turn the corner, I would stop disguising myself again and just be Seamus as I turn the corner back again into the market.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna pan away from that for a minute. Leo. As Belga settles down and rests for the evening, do you follow suit?
Yeah, I'd fall asleep.
Okay. And as you do, night comes. You are well rested. It is a deep slumber, the sort that happens after a passionate evening. And you begin to dream. You find yourself looking up at a city. One that is very familiar to you. Nostalgic. Yet dark. City, lots of stone, concrete, and steel. In beautiful architecture. More modern. And thriving. You see people who are generally faceless, just walking by. You know the colors of the buildings are highly pastel, vibrant, bold, artistic. But there's a general feeling to it all that makes it feel kind of color washed, an emotional color washing rather than like a visual one. And the bright colors are more like grating to your senses. They bother you. They don't feel friendly like they're supposed to. And you kind of trudge along and walk until you see a highly familiar building. You stand in front of it. The large courtyard filled with trees and flowers, again washed out and kind of drab. You look up and you see your family's logo on top of the building. And you realize this is less of a dream and more of a memory revisiting itself. You've been here before. You've done this before. You have that same scenario playing out in your mind of what you want to do. You look behind you and you see a few trusted companions. One of them with green, long dreadlocks. Blue, spiky hair that's highly shaved on the sides. And red, long hair covering half of a female's face with corresponding eyebrow and eye colors as well. You remember them? You know them? They're the only people that are not faceless. And there's a sense of guilt that comes over you. Kind of a sense of failure resonating from last time. And the one with the spiky hair says like, okay, boss, so are we doing this? Finally, you know, taking it to the source.
I guess if Leo just kind of is standing in the memory, he'd pause for a minute and probably just say, like, yeah, it's time.
All right, and he kind of like jumps up and hypes himself and like slaps the others on the back. And you're like, we're doing it. And the one with the green dreadlocks, dark skin. Oh, this is what we've been training for, right?
Yeah.
This is it. And one with red hair says, do you think we can do it? Is it? We have to. Somebody has to stand up to them. Right? And the other two are like bolstering themselves up, like hype mode. And she's the only one that's kind of giving real credence to the hesitation that they all feel.
Leo would just confirm, like, right. We need to stand up for ourselves and for everyone else.
Okay. Then we follow you. Anything that happens, we're with you. She looks down at her hand and kind of clenches it. Again, off again, and tries to stop the shaking. We'll grab the rest. We'll grab the teams. And they go off and kind of into some different points, and they all come back with a few members of hierarchy underneath them. And your group is ready. And the building looms in front of you, almost feeling like gravity increases, puts additional pressure on your organs. Makes your heart beat heavier. Your lungs are forced to draw additional air with effort.
Leo would probably reach for the crystals, just to touch them, make sure he has them essentially, and he may at that point try to pull out a creature.
And you've got your full set. The ones
that aren't here with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I could think of something really quick.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm thinking of the monster that he pulls out would be very similar to. It's essentially like a Dragonite from Pokemon. It's like an upright 2-foot dragon, almost like Barney-esque, but it's blue and has ice magic essentially.
Okay. And the others follow suit, summoning their strongest. And you've got an army of people and an army of beasts standing behind you. You begin to... And they all kind of begin to, as you move, they begin to move in step behind you. Your heart is beating heavily in your chest. Every step you take grows louder and louder and louder. And eventually, the nerves kind of become intertwined with a sense of adrenaline. And you get closer to the doors. And from atop one of the balconies in the center of the building, two individuals walk out and stare down. The building is kind of rounded and undulates in shape upwards, and there's almost like a half slice of the building that's missing, that's like this patio that's like built into there, like it's full of gardens and vines and stuff draping off the sides. Two individuals walk out. One is an older man with wrinkles, like a built-in frown line, and a stern face, with silver hair kind of swooshed around like Patrick Dempsey style. Silver eyebrows, silver eyes. Comes over to the edge and looks down, disapproving. The other is a kind of middle-aged woman with sharp, severe features, long face, almost sunken cheeks, a kind of a hawkish nose, with deep gray, long black hair, or like deep gray hair that hangs straight and basically doesn't move even as she walks. Disapproving as well. They come out to the edge and look down. So, the man says, "You finally make your move. Do you think you have what it takes?"
I'm here to prove it, aren't I?
You're here to flounder and fail like usual.
We'll see.
Nothing has changed. You have not changed.
You're the ones who refuse to change.
And why should we? It all belongs to us. The world bends at our whim.
And you'll destroy the world with that whim.
And it is our right to do so.
Not for long. Time to change things.
And let's see this proof you have brought. If you can muster it. And they turn around and start walking back in towards the building, simultaneously turn behind them and snap their fingers. And people start flooding out the building with beasts, rushing towards you. And the battle begins. And as the two groups run towards each other, blades, swords, weapons, claws, teeth, magic, all in hand, the two sides clash. And as they do, there's a power that kind of shocks out from the scene and rocks you awake immediately. Your heart is beating with the same ferocity that it did in the dream walking up to the building. And you're panting frantically. Your heart beating in your chest like it's about to rip out, and you are panicked. And Belga sits up and looks at you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I was just remembering what happened before I came here. But I'm fine.
That doesn't seem like a happy memory.
No, it could have been. But I guess we'll never know.
She looks at you and kind of pauses and just... I don't... An unfortunate truth about this world is that everyone has to carry their own burden alone. Others can assist and help prop you up, but we can't carry it for you. I can't carry this haunt that you've had just as well as you can't carry what I have in the nights that I wake up screaming as well. But I can offer this. And she just reaches towards you, grabs you, and just pulls you into her chest in a very comforting gesture. It's not happening right now. Right now, you're with me and it's okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now let's go back to sleep and see if we can avoid any more of those terrors.
All right.
She lays back down and you can join her or not.
Is it sunny? Can I see any light through the window?
It's starting to get lighter. For you at this point, it's probably about 4 or 5 a.m. So like you can see like within about an hour or two, the sky will start to light up. You can start to see the first tinges happening.
Yeah. And he'd go back to bed with her then.
How long have we been up?
Imagine this is happening while we're on our adventure.
As we interrogate the town.
Leah is operating on a timeline slightly ahead of you guys at the moment.
Okay, I was like, oh no, have we been interrogating for like 4 hours? I'm so sorry, I'm a menace to this town.
Dro is not
It is
done.
It is like 2:30 in the morning for the rest of you at this point, by the way.
There is one more thing Dro wants to do. But he's basically gonna go find Baba, a rabbit. But instead, the question is he in his seat just sitting there with his head down like he was when Dro went up and fought from him?
More or less, yeah.
So he's gonna tap his ear and cast message to him, so no one sees Dro talking to him directly. It's Dro. Quick question, and don't say. And if you can't answer it, don't respond to this message. The bounty in the adventurer's room. Do you know who posted it? The one asking for help with water magic. And he's sitting by this lake.
Oh. One. I can't tell you what you are looking for, but I can tell you there's a game afoot.
Looks over at him, death stares at him, and goes and just wanders to try to find Yaslin. He gives up for the night.
Hey, Yaslin's currently interrogating
Oh
whoever
my God.
this is. With a sheet of paper and going through the 21 questions.
Yeah,
game.
Yaslin Dro just going up to everybody.
There's playing 21 questions.
Listen, I already told your friends I'm working on the thing. If you want me to get my job done, then you gotta stop bugging me.
Yeah. I just wondered if you knew who this posted this.
She looks at his she looks at her bench and she looks at her hands and she's covered in oil and metal shavings and scrap and stuff. And she looks at the rest of her shop. Like, do I look like I know a damn thing about magic?
No, but I'm more asking if you know the person who said this.
Then why you bugging me?
I don't know, because everyone else seems very... I know this person, but I can't tell you.
Yeah, that checks out.
Dro just walks up. Yaslin, let's just take the loss and let's just go to bed.
He grabs Joe, she's like, this will drive me crazy. It will drive me insane.
It can drive you insane in the morning. Let's find the others and go to bed.
Fine.
Just looks at the goblin lady. Thank you for your not so helpful help.
You'll thank me in a couple of days when you get the trap.
Wait, what? As he walks away.
Fine.
Yeah, easy enough to do to collect your party. Find the lodgings that you think Leo mentioned at some point. There's 2 open doors in the lodge. These ones here are available. Oh, scratch that, not that one. These 2. They've got multiple beds.
I'm gonna walk through just pull on every door and see which one's unlocked at this point.
Yeah, it's these 2 and they're unoccupied.
Goes in.
Yep. Easy to get in and get your rest, and Laura bunks up with Seamus, of course.
Yeah, so just like, what's the point of a freaking secret if I have to fucking pull it from your teeth?
You just hear Dro's face in a pillow. You can wait till the morning.
Just barbarian rages.
She rages and grows her tail, and it's just like sitting there, like twitching angrily.
Dunk, dunk.
Occasionally, like slapping the wall. And
So
I think out of instinct,
Yaslin, if you don't stop that, I'm going to shoot you in the balls. I don't care if you have them or not.
Joe's just gonna point over. It's probably not gonna do anything, but he's casting sleep on her. I guarantee it's not gonna do anything.
You know how that spell works and like how healthy
Oh yeah.
the individual has to be. But Yaslin, you feel the effect of the spell like try to like make you drowsy, and you know you can resist it if you want to.
I'm just out of curiosity. That is not what?
isn't it?
Oh, here
What
it
is
is.
it?
Sphere?
So doesn't it go from like the lowest HP creature to the highest?
Yeah, 23. No. No.
That's not.
He just wants you to go to sleep.
That's like a quarter of my HP.
The moment he realizes it didn't work, he's just dropping it. God damn it.
Did Marcus fall asleep in the area or
Oh,
something?
yeah, because it does.
Yeah. No, it doesn't even get
Marcus
Marcus.
has 23 hit points. He fell asleep.
No, he has 20. Oh, that's right, because he's. Yeah, he has 23 hit points. He's got temporary HP, which is not counted on against sleep. So, yeah, Marcus is like flitting around, like interested to be in a new room, just kind of like flying about and like jumping on Nora. It's like, will you stop that? And then like just flies over and like this spell kind of hits and like goes and like lands on the bottom of Seamus's bed and does like a dog walk, like circle, and
It's fine, I'm not gonna use it anyways.
so
Fine.
Dro frustratedly falls asleep. Yaslin frustratedly begins to fall asleep.
Yeah, she eventually goes to sleep and her tail disappears, but it's definitely
Nora-
a very.
Nora just zonks right out, and we'll do the jewelry scene with Dallin next time. Seamus, it's you were left alone in the silence with all of your companions, already down for the evening.
Yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna nod off also, but, you know, contentedly knowing the name of the person that we're seeking and wondering if I will just join the gag with the town tomorrow or if I'll share it or not.
How much do I want to troll my team?
Just
Fantastic.
picturing that cartoon of like people having serious conversations. You just hear people yelling in the background. What do you know?
I can't believe I had to fixate on that quest. Why? Why?
Because I made it mysterious. That's
I know. It's like totally my personality though to be like the one that has like no information. I gotta find out what it's all about.
Shro doesn't give a shit. You want to do it, so he's now set on it.
Yeah. Now it seems like some big mystery. Like, what are the town hiding? Are they cursed to like not be able to tell us stuff?
Seamus just loves the town. He loves the people. He loves hanging out at night with others. It's great. We'll keep grilling people. This is good stuff.
It's definitely in his element. Leo, we've got a few more minutes here. You wake up whenever you would like to, ahead of Belga for sure. She's just letting herself stay out. Anything you would like to do as you begin your next day?
Yeah, first thing in the morning, I'm gonna go check on my my little owl guys, see if they've finished my project.
Gotcha. First thing in the morning, you do get yourself back up to the market, and they are nowhere to be seen. As it like the market is active, but maybe like a fifth of the population is milling about there. People do not seem to be excited about daytime mourning. And
Stocking the shelves in the market, probably.
yeah, it's like the off hours sort of duties, and like the few people who are like, it's not a massive spread of goods. It's like most things are packed away, and it's just like people are only getting stuff out that they need for like the passersby. It's kind of like it's basically like the same feeling of like the night shift, but like the day shift, just to keep things up and running. It's kind of the vibe that you're getting, and the owls are not there.
All right. Well, if the owls aren't there, he'll probably just stroll around town. And ideally, he would stumble his way into the armor shop because he didn't really hear anything about any of that. He doesn't know that exists. But maybe if anyone is anyone awake in here?
Yeah, there is. It's not Ham this time. It's not the monkeys. Kind of sitting behind the desk is like a big old pot belly like dragonborn who like they're kind of like dread like tendrils are almost pink, but there's like a red dragonborn, but they're so old and like chubby and like unkempt that it looks more like pink just from like old age. And like the door opens and like, oh, hi. What can I? Ugh. Welcome to the adventurer's door. What can I get for you? Like clearly was asleep on the job and is like, all right, gotta do the thing. And like stands up and like, oh, what you looking for?
I'm looking for some armor. Something that's a bit nicer than this, and kind of shows him the basic chainmail that he's got on.
Right. Okay. And so that is a heavy armor, which you are proficient in.
Mm-hmm.
And do. There we go. Okay, he looks at it and he's like, right, okay, so is it just not thick enough for you, or just looking for a bit of an improvement? Are you looking for something magical? What's the idea?
Looking for a higher armor class. Looking for something a little bit thicker, something that's going to help me maybe let some weapons glance off me.
Okay, just a bit more sturdiness and protection for you.
Yeah.
You seem, strapping. I assume a bit of additional weight is not an issue.
No.
Right. Oh, let me bring you over here. And he kind of gets up and comes from around the corner, from around the shelf, and like grabs a suit of armor and comes over and like plops it on the counter. And it is a It is it is splint mail, which I gotta actually look at this. Okay, there we go. It's a bunch of like metal plates that are like kind of buttoned into the leather next to each other. It looks like it has most of the flexibility of the leather underneath, but it's not as like thick as like a full plate mail. He's like, well, we've got that's quite expensive, and he points to like a full set of plate mail behind you. Like, we've got this. It's not quite as good, but it is a fraction of the price. And he points it out and is like, this one about 250 gold for this, and it would basically be an armor class of 17 for splint mail.
Now, when I was in here yesterday, I know the gentleman who helped me was gonna give me a really hefty discount because of some of the help that I did for him. He told me I'd be able to get at least 50% off of my next purchase, but I don't know if he communicated that back to you.
Is it that you spoke to?
What was his name? The older gentleman.
Roll a deception check for me.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Mm-hmm.
7, but 13 because it's +3. +3.
Okay. Gotcha. Gosh. Ay. It was like, and like you clearly caught this guy like as like his like mental hamster is like still spinning up for the day.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really there. It's like, oh, Hamlin.
Yeah.
Hamrosi. He's the older one. He's the one that makes the armor. Say you've been helping him out.
Yep, exactly.
Gotcha. All right. I just honestly, between you and I, they don't tell me anything. I hear about it all secondhand from other people instead of like those, who should be telling me this. I watched the shop for half the day. 12 hours, just the same as them, but it's more important when they do it at night, and they don't feel the need to tell me nothing. So, alright, if Rossi says it's alright with you, then alright, that sounds just fine. Alright, so that'd be 125 for the splint.
Alright, I'll hand that over.
All right, excellent. Now here, let's get you measured up. And he goes and like puts it on you and like takes some measurements and like goes and puts it back on the rack. And come back in like an hour or two, and it'll be fitted to your size.
Perfect. Thank you, my man. No.
Welcome. Pleasure doing business with you. And he goes over and like grabs like a bottle. And, like, takes a swig and, alright, Tim, wake up. Let's do this. Alright.